In this lecture, we are going to learn about the list, set, and dictionary comprehensions. Comprehensions in Python provide us with a short and concise way to construct new sequences like lists, set, dictionary, using sequences which have been already defined. So we are going to learn about three comprehensions: list comprehension, set comprehension, and dictionary comprehension. Let's get started with the list comprehension. List comprehension is used to create a new list by iterating over an iterable and applying an expression to each element. The resulting elements are collected in a new list. Now let's take some examples to understand how list comprehensions work. So we start by defining a list called myList with some numbers inside. MyList is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The list contains the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Next, we define a new list called squared list using list comprehension. So list comprehension is a concise way to create lists based on existing lists. Here, we iterate over each value, val, in myList and square it using the asterisk operator. The squared value is then added to the new list, squared list. Finally, we print the squared list to see the result. This line outputs the contents of the squared list, which will be 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Each number in myList has been squared and stored in squared list. In summary, the code takes a list of numbers, myList, squares each number and stores the squared value in a new list called squared list. The result is then printed, showing the squared values of the original numbers. Now let's take one more example. The code starts by creating a new empty list called even list. Next, it uses a list comprehension to iterate over each element in myList. Within the list comprehension, it checks if each element var in myList is divisible by 2 without leaving a remainder. This is done using this condition. If the condition is true, meaning the element is an even number, it is added to the even list using this syntax. The list comprehension automatically adds the element to the even list for us. After iterating through all the elements in myList, the list comprehension completes and we have a new list called even list containing only the even numbers from myList. Finally, the even list is printed using the print function to display the result. So the code essentially filters out the even numbers from myList and stores them in a new list called even list. Now this can be useful when you want to work specifically with the even numbers from a given list. Next, we have the set comprehensions. Set comprehension is similar to list comprehension, but it creates a new set instead of a list. It eliminates duplicate elements as sets cannot contain duplicates. Let's take an example to understand the working of the set comprehensions. In this example, the code starts by creating an empty set called numbers using the curly braces. The set is then populated with numbers using a loop. The loop iterates over a range of numbers from 1 to 9, both inclusive, using the range function 1, 10. The range function generates a sequence of numbers starting from the first parameter 1 and ending before the second parameter 10. Inside the loop, the variable x takes on each value from 1 to 9 in turn. For each value of x, it is added to the numbers set using the syntax x. This creates a new element in the set. After the loop finishes executing, The numbers set contains all the numbers from 1 to 9. Finally, the set is printed using the print function. When you run this code, this is the output you will get. This demonstrates how you can use a loop and set comprehension to create a set of numbers in Python. Now, sets are unordered collections of unique elements, meaning each element appears only once in the set. Let's take one more example to get more clarity about the concept of set comprehensions. In this example, we start by creating an empty set called even numbers using curly braces. We use a loop to iterate through a range of numbers from 1 to 10. The range function, range 1, 11, generates numbers from 1 up to, but not including 11. Inside the loop, we have an if statement. You can see it on your screen. This condition checks if the current number x is divisible by 2 without leaving a remainder. That is an even number. If the condition is true, meaning x is even, we add x to the even numbers set using the syntax x. After the loop finishes, the set even numbers will contain all the even numbers from 1 to 10. Finally, we print the even number set using the print function. When you run this code, it will output this. This means the set even numbers contains the even numbers from 1 to 10. So, since sets are unordered collections of unique elements, the numbers are displayed in no particular order. In summary, the code uses a set comprehension to create a set of even numbers from 1 to 10, and then it prints the set as the output. Finally, now we are going to learn about dictionary comprehension in Python. Dictionary comprehension allows you to create a new dictionary by specifying key value pairs. It iterates over an iterable and generates key value pairs based on an expression. Let's take some examples to understand how dictionary comprehension works. In the first example, we are creating a dictionary called D using curly braces. Inside the dictionary comprehension, we have this expression, which means we are assigning each number num as the key and its square num into num as the value in the dictionary. The for num in range 1, 10 part indicates that we are iterating over the range of numbers from 1 to 9, excluding 10. So for each number in this range, we calculate its square and add it to the dictionary. Finally, we print the dictionary using the print D statement. When we run the code, the output will be a dictionary that contains numbers as keys and their respective squares as values. Here is the result. This dictionary comprehension is a concise way to create a dictionary with the squares of numbers from 1 to 9. It shows how we can use a loop and an expression to build a dictionary in Python. Now let's take one more example for dictionary comprehension. In this example, we are trying to create a dictionary of squares. First of all, we create a dictionary named squares_dict. Inside this dictionary, there is a comprehension expression that generates key value pairs. It follows the format key: value. The comprehension expression is enclosed in curly braces and starts with this. It means that for each value of x, the key in the dictionary will be x and the corresponding value will be x squared. The expression for x in range 1, 6 is a loop that iterates over the numbers 1 to 5, both inclusive. It assigns each value to the variable x, and for each value, it creates a key value pair in the dictionary. Finally, the resulting dictionary squares_dict is printed using the print function. When you run the code, this is the output you will get. This dictionary contains the squares of the numbers from 1 to 5. The keys are the numbers themselves, and the values are the squares of those numbers. The quote demonstrates how to use a dictionary comprehension to create a dictionary with key value pairs in a concise and efficient manner. And with this, we come to the end of the lecture where we learned about list comprehension, set comprehension, and dictionary comprehension. I hope you have thoroughly understood and do not have any doubts.